And maybe he feels that way about Logic. Like, this dude sells like millions of records and is a fucking corn. I mean, look at this smile right here. This is just the smile of somebody you want to
catch me slipping if I'm actually thinking you're acting different, manic, spitting sounds of manic depression going through.
All right, so we got 2 new Drake songs that came out. One is called Pop Star. I almost called it Pop Style. Pop Star. Pop Style was the song he had with Jay-Z. Which, wait, Jay-Z came off? It was weird. Anyway, it's not important. Pop Star, and the other song is called Grease. I don't know how I feel about these songs. Pop Star, this is pretty much the reaction. Yeah, I don't know. They're cool, I guess. You know what it is? It's been pretty clear. Every single Drake Khaled song, in my estimation, is I don't want to say disappointing, but I'm going to say it's disappointing. It's just never. It's never any. But you know what? Everything that Khaled does is he doesn't do anything but put a bunch of people on a song. So it's not, it's like there's an option to be great or something. It's just not possible. No, there has never been a DJ Clue album where people were like, well, this is the greatest rap album of all time. It doesn't exist, and Khaled is no different. Khaled is good for a banger, though. I will say that. He's good for a banger. Remember, there was We Taking Over? That was a banger for like a mad long. That's probably his best song, arguably. He had like the whole team, just the whole squad. I think T-Pain's on it, Lil Wayne, Fat Joe, your normal, your usual lineup, the usual suspects. But anyway, so here we go. We got a Drake, DJ Khaled. We got 2 songs. Now, I don't know if this means that he's going to have 2 songs on DJ Khaled's new album, which he has. Having 2 lone songs on his album is kind of a lot of real estate for a DJ Khaled album. I can't remember, and I could be wrong, but I don't. And I've listened to pretty much every Khaled album. I give every album a chance. And I don't remember there being a Khaled album where there's anyone who has 2 solo songs on an album. There are a solo song here and there, like Nas had a solo song. He had that one song Nas album done a couple years ago. Was a solo song on Khaled's album. And then I think he had another song with a feature, but most times is features. You know what I mean? Like, you're just not going to run into any situation where dudes have solo songs on Khaled albums, at least not multiple ones. So I don't know if this means that Drake has 2 solo songs on his album. Who knows? One of them doesn't even sound like Drake. So let's hope Pop Star is just your run-of-the-mill Drake rap song where he's talking, he's talking money and he's talking spicy and he's doing the Drake thing. He's like probably taking shots at somebody who doesn't exist, and we're just going to assume he's taking shots at Pusha T is just pretty much what we have assumed. He's also talking to a female that doesn't exist. There's some smooth shit on here, I guess. He says some cool shit. I don't know. It's just okay. It's not better than okay. It's okay is what it is. Dark Lane demo tape, something I like, I think every song on there is better than Pop Star. Maybe not every song, but it's, same level. I don't think this is better than anything we've ever heard. Grease is interesting. Grease is the interesting song. Grease is like, Pop Star is just like, okay, it's just rap, it's just Drake, whatever. Grease is the type of Drake song that's like, is this going to be the new wave for him, right? Where it's like, you had, is this going to be the new wave, or is this just Hotline Bling, right? Where Hotline Bling was its own thing. And then you didn't hear any songs like Hotline Bling after that, even though I guess you could almost say like, Kiki, Do You Love Me is kind of that cheesy type of song, almost like Hotline Bling. I don't know, but maybe. Or is this going to be like the new Controller for him, which was mad successful? It put me on a whole branch of music. It's really what solidified Drake for me is the Controller, One Dance, Passion Fruit, all of those songs, all bangers, all fire. I love all of those songs. So is that what Grease is going to be? I don't know. Grease sounds a lot like a Weeknd song to me. One, it also doesn't even sound like Drake is singing it. It's kind of hard it doesn't sound like Drake singing. So I don't know. Pop Star's cool. Grease is interesting. Grease is the song that I think is going to grow on me. When I first heard it, I was like, I do not like these songs. And then, as Drake is wont to do, he's like a virus. You know what I mean? He just burrows his way into your soul. And then by the end of it, you're like, man, these are my 2 favorite Drake songs now. So maybe in another week, Grease will be a song that I love. I could see that happening. I listened to it again today, and I was like, nah, this is not as bad as I thought. By next week, I'll be like, this is my favorite song ever. So we'll see. Logic is retiring. This first headline is a shame. I actually watched this, and Joe really, it's really. I don't know what his beef is with Joe, honestly, or what Joe's beef is with Logic, honestly. Listen, I don't like Logic either. Logic is corny. I'm gonna keep it real. Logic is corny. Who is the dude? I'm here to let you know. Logic is corny, and so is this dude. The dude who made the song with the black dude and the white dude rapping at each other. That dude, yeah, he's kind of corny. I'm sorry to say, he's a little corny. Yeah, that is corny. Logic is corny. You know, I don't know if you guys knew that. He can rap, though. I will say that. He's a talented rapper. He can write. But he's corny. He's also done some weird problematic shit. Most notably, you know, he made the suicide prevention song thing, you know, the 1-800 song or whatever. And then made a song talking to like talking money. You know what I mean? Talking like, oh, you know, talking a lot of cap and talking money shit. And part of his money talking shit was referencing how that song made him mad rich. And it's like, that's a little weird. Is that what you want to, like, that's like, is that what you want it to be known for? You want to, like, that's the hill you want to die on. You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense. But that's Logic is corny like that. He makes a lot of music about how he has been but maybe this is true. I don't know. He looks like a white dude to me, so I don't know. You know, I couldn't tell you his life, but he makes a lot of music talking about how white people discriminated against him because he was half black, and then black people discriminated against him because he was half white. That seems to be every single song he makes, if I'm being honest with you. And I don't know if it's true or not, or what have you. I just think it's maybe because maybe he was discriminated against because he's a little corny. You know what I mean? He can rap though. And you know, he had a Breakfast Club interview one time. I wanted to point to that as a good thing, but that interview was weird. It wasn't good. Anyway, I don't know what Joe's problem is with him. Joe goes really ham on him in his last podcast thing, and it's like in a way that's it's like borderline mean spirited. You know what I mean? And someone like Logic, who has been like upfront about his own mental health, and he seems like to be a sensitive dude. It just, I don't know. Maybe I'm soft. I just like saw it. I was like, that's mean. What are you being so mean for? You know what I mean? I don't know. You're just kicking a guy. Do that with Lupe, because Lupe irritates me. Like Lupe has retired 4 times and then put out 5 more albums. And he just thinks he's the smartest fucking asshole in the room. Lupe irritates me. Be that way with Lupe, because Lupe is also corny. He can rap his ass off, but he's corny. He's been corny since After the Cool. And listen, Chris is gonna kill me because After the Cool he came out with Lasers, and I thought that was his best album for a while. But that was because I was depressed, and that album was depressing, and it put boom. You know what I mean? We congealed. It was depressing album, depressed Brian, bang, perfect time for it. And I thought it was a good album. And then years later, I have not listened to it again. And now he's just corny. You know what I mean? Same thing with this dude. But he doesn't deserve to be hated on that way. He has a massive fan base. Maybe that's why Joe. I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't know this for a fact. So let me just be clear. Not that Joe Biden's ever going to hear this, but I think Logic probably had a bigger rap career than Joe Biden. You know what I mean? And maybe that bothers Joe a little bit. I said bother because his name is Biden. Anyway, maybe it bothers Joe a little bit that that's the case, because Joe feels like he's not, like, Joe feels like, I'm not corny. How come I didn't sell these many records? You know what I mean? A lot of people think Joe is corny too, though. You know what I mean? I don't think Joe's corny. I think he can rap his ass off. And I think he made good music, especially on mood music and all that. But anyway, it's not the point. It's not the point. And maybe he feels that way about Logic. Like, this dude sells like millions of records and is a fucking corn. I mean, look at this smile right here. This is just the smile of somebody you want to punch, if I'm being honest. Someone you just want to hit. You know what I mean? So I get it. I mean, look at how he's rapping right here. They didn't do him any favor. Look at this one. This is like Mark Zuckerberg at a ski resort. You know what I mean? And then boom, look at this one. It's just someone awkwardly holding a microphone. Like, this is the picture that if you Google awkwardly holding a microphone, this is the picture that comes up right here. Or maybe this, but this is Joe. This is the exact face of, this is what Joe looks like when he looks at this picture here, right? This is that exact picture. It's just him looking at this, and Joe's ready to drop his microphone, and then Logic is going to make this face. He's like, oh, Joe. And then Joe's going to punch him. And then he's going to make this face. Like, what the fuck, Joe? Why'd you do that? Anyway, that's my little story for the day. I don't know why Joe hates him so much, but Joe hates him a lot. I don't know why. But he's retiring. Goodbye, Logic. It was cool while you lasted. You can rap. Again, you can rap. He's had moments. I listened to all his albums too. And early on, he was actually dope. You know what I mean? I think he was actually dope early on. As he got more famous, he got worse. As he got richer, he got worse. You know what I mean? Which happens. That happens to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, his first material was good. You know what I mean? It was way better. Now his last album was corny. It was not good. It was corny. I'm sorry, Logic. Yeah, I'm sorry, Logic. I'm sorry. It was corny. Anyway, damn, a Twitch deal. Logic signed 7-figure Twitch deal days after retiring from music. Good for him. Good for him. I wonder what he does on Twitch. I mean, twitching is what I do when I listen to his music. I'm sorry. But you know what's funny? I put this. I haven't read any one of these. Good for him. Good for him. Good for you, Logic. Good for you. You deserve it or something. You've earned it. You've earned it, and you deserve it if you've earned it. So good for you. Joe hates you, and I don't know why. Yeah, so that's it. So let's move on to the next thing.
Yo. Won't catch me slipping if I'm actually thinking. You're acting different, manic, spitting sounds of manic, depressing, going through